What's up, guys? It's Jade back here for a brand new Teen Wolf ranking video, and we're going to conclude our sort of like trilogy of like strongest types of werewolves we've been, ranking the last little month. At first, I did the top 5 strongest alphas. Then I just recently did the top 5 strongest betas. Now we're going to conclude this little trilogy, as I mentioned previously, with the top 5 strongest omegas in Teen Wolf, in my opinion. Some placements might surprise you with, certain werewolves you wouldn't think are considered omegas, but in my opinion, I think they should be, based on like how they operate in the series from what we've seen on screen from them. So yeah, without further ado, without wasting any more time, let's hop into the ranking. At number 5, I'm gonna have to give it to Corrine, the Desert Wolf. Now, Corrine is arguably the second deadliest person on this list, and you can make an argument she could beat anybody in this top 5 except for number 1 because of her skill set. But because half of her power went to Malia when she gave birth to Malia, that's the only reason she's really at number 5. In my opinion, if Corrine had all of her power back, she could arguably be number 3 or number 2. But because she only has half of her power and not all of her power, but it's still just as deadly because of her skill set, I think number 5 should be the base placement for her for now. At number 4, I'm gonna have to give it to Kincaid, the, of course, bodyguard of Silverfinger from season 3 that we saw encounter Scott's pack and was with Silverfinger in the episode Silverfinger and in the episode Echo House. So yeah, Kincaid, pretty strong omega. Basically because, in my opinion, he's pretty strong because of his body build and his size, and because he's older. So he has more experience. He's seen a lot more. But he did get taken down by Ethan and Aiden, which is why he's at number 4 and not higher. And you might be saying, well, why aren't Ethan and Aiden on this list if they took down Kincaid? That's because they did it in a tag team effort. So I'm not going to count dual feats for beating one character, because I do think Kincaid could beat Ethan and Aiden one-on-one if he was fighting them one-on-one and not 2v1, which is literally unfair. So yeah, I think Kincaid also pretty much bitched Alpha Scott, which should also give him some points for being on this list as well. So yeah, Kincaid, number 4. At number 3, I'm gonna have to give it to, of course, Peter Hale as an Omega from season 3 and season 4, especially season 4, because in my opinion, that's where Peter is his most impressive. The only reason Peter is even on the top 5 strongest Omegas is because of his fight with Scott McCall at the end of season 4. Peter damn near held his own the entirety of that fight with Scott without breaking a sweat. And the fact that that was a fight where Scott was finally going all out and Peter was able to hang in with Scott for that long goes to show that even though Peter lost the power and status he had as an alpha, he's still a very, 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 very dangerous threat when he wants to be. And when he's kind of off the deep end like he was in season 4, you don't really want to mess with him, because if he can fight a true alpha, or in my opinion just Alpha Scott, then you gotta get some points for being able to hang in with Alpha Scott and beat him up to a pulp for as long as Peter did. At number 2, I'm gonna have to give it to Omega also / like evolved Derek. So yeah, Derek Hale, number 2. I don't think there's going to be any debates on this either, because Derek as an evolved werewolf should technically, if we're talking about in canon universe lore and just like facts we know surrounding those types of werewolves, the evolved ones, Derek should realistically rank above all of these, no matter how you feel about each of these characters I'm talking about. If we're going based on the lore, Derek should be at number 2. He could be at number 1, but number 1 is just ridiculously powerful, and everybody who's ever seen the series even once even already knows that's the strongest werewolf, and the creator of the series even confirmed that's the strongest werewolf more than once. No werewolf is stronger than number 1. So yeah, I think Derek goes to number 2 as an evolved werewolf for sure. And as an evolved werewolf until the end of the series, he is technically considered an Omega. So yeah, Derek at number 2. At number 1, Not going to talk about this ranking at all. You guys know who I was talking about with the strongest werewolf. That's going to have to go to Sebastian Malay. Now, a lot of people are like, is Sebastian a brand new type of werewolf? In my opinion, I don't think he is at all. I just think that he's the personification of like pure evil when it comes to werewolves. So his, bestial monster form reflects that. And he has no pack. So realistically, the ranking you would give him, since he's not part of a pack, is Omega, since he's a lone wolf. So yeah, I think that Sebastian has all the classifications of being an Omega, and he rightfully belongs on this list as the strongest Omega in Teen Wolf for absolutely running through everybody and their grandmother without the extra support of a pack. And can you imagine if Sebastian was an alpha? Oh my god. You might as well dig your grave, because these characters are all going to die. They might as well just abandon Beacon Hills and just forget about it. But yeah, anyway, all jokes aside, that's going to do it for my top 5 strongest Omegas in Teen Wolf, in my opinion. If you guys disagree with this list, that's fine. Make sure you guys provide your list on who you think are the strongest Omegas in the comments down below, of course. And without further ado, I'm Jade. I'm going to get out of here. Make sure you guys have a great rest of your day or night whenever you guys are watching this video. I will catch you guys in the next Teen Wolf related video. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your holidays if you're watching during Christmas season. If you're not, have a great rest of your day or night. Deuces.